I think we all understand now why royalty is for the chosen few. King Norris is a very hard act to follow. Protocol having been established so eloquently by our co-host, Mr. Cassin Quealy, it only leaves me to say a very, very pleasant good evening to all of you and to thank you for joining us here today. It is really an honor to share this evening with the wide array of stakeholders in development that we have in this room. And I thank UNICEF, my colleague Tom Olson, the representative of UNICEF, for inviting me here. And I welcome the opportunity to participate in this opening ceremony for the midterm review of the multi-country program for the period 2008-2011 between the governments of the member states of the OECS and Barbados and UNICEF. At the outset, Excellency, the Governor General, Honourable Prime Minister, please accept my sincere gratitude to the Government of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis for your gracious hospitality and for so warmly welcoming the United Nations system and other development partners to the Federation. Minister Liburd has set out the hopes and aspirations of Caribbean peoples, the desire of each one to have the opportunity to achieve their full potential. Against this backdrop and this hope, the overall goal of the UNICEF multi-country program is to contribute to development through the realization of children's rights. UNICEF makes its contribution, and Mr. Olson will tell you in detail much more about this when he makes his remarks, working with national and regional counterparts by fostering an enabled protective environment, reducing children's vulnerability to social risks, and enhancing their participation. UNICEF also implements the agreed programs in partnership with the wider United Nations system and other development partners. This productive collaboration and coordination of development activities is critical for maximum impact on the very complex development challenges the countries face and which cut across multiple sectors and stakeholders. For example, UNICEF's current program supports governments and institutions in the Eastern Caribbean to strengthen their social policies and increase investment reflecting the rights and priorities of children's development, protection, and participation, to protect children against abuse and violence, to reduce HIV and AIDS among children, and to enhance early childhood development. UNICEF activities in all of these areas build on, contribute to, and reinforce the work of governments, the wider United Nations system, and other development partners to push development progress forward. We all acknowledge and are pleased with the results UNICEF has achieved to date together with governments. And we commend the positive, constructive, internal stock-taking dialogue already initiated by UNICEF to assess its progress toward the targets outlined in the multi-country program. Over the next 2 days, we will review with UNICEF these results, and as partners in development, we also will offer feedback to UNICEF on how it can, through its operational programs in the Eastern Caribbean, deliver even more effectively and in coordination with others to advance national and regional priorities. The timing of this midterm review is opportune and coincides with similar processes ongoing in other UN agencies, for example, the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, and the UN Development Program, UNDP. It is opportune because the United Nations system in Barbados and the OECS in the coming months will define, together with the countries in the region, a new United Nations Development Assistance Framework, or UNDAF as we call it, by the end of this year, covering the period 2012 to 2016. The UN Development Assistance Framework guides the UN development activities in the sub-region. It lays the foundation for cooperation among the UN system, governments, and other development partners through the preparation of a complementary and coordinated set of development programs and projects. As a consequence, it enables the United Nations system to achieve goal-oriented collaboration, coherence, and mutual reinforcement. Of course, this framework is developed in consultation with you, our stakeholders, including the various ministries and branches of government in the region, social partners, civil society, and NGOs. As United Nations Resident Coordinator, I look forward to working closely with you all in the coming months as I lead the team of UN agencies that have development operations in the Eastern Caribbean, as I lead them in working with the countries and the regional organizations to define strategic priorities for the new UN Development Assistance Framework. We will focus on areas where the United Nations is the best placed actor and the UN's development cooperation can be most impactful. The new UNDAF, which will draw, of course, on the outcomes of this and other agency midterm reviews, will emphasize fundamental UN principles for development engagement. They will stress national ownership, that is inclusive of all stakeholders in the process, alignment with national development priorities, strategies, and programming cycles, mutual accountability for development results, and to take a rights-based approach to development and integrate principles of gender equality, environmental sustainability, results management, and capacity development. As the United Nations works more strategically to deliver as one, we welcome the inclusive approach UNICEF has taken in this midterm review process. Your insights over the next few days are vital for continual enhancements in UN operations to support your achievement in the Millennium Development Goals and other internationally agreed goals. Our collective and coordinated engagement with you will see a United Nations system at its best, delivering concrete and visible development results. I look forward to interacting with you over the next 2 days as we discuss the challenges and achievements of the UNICEF multi-country program since 2008 and identify priority areas for possible incorporation into the UNICEF 2011 to 2015 multi-country program and the UN Development Assistance Framework for the period 2012 to 2016. I look forward to very intense dialogue in the next couple of days, and we will be interacting much more closely with you in the coming months as the United Nations system, the 17 development agencies working together with you and for you, try to put together a framework that responds to the hopes, aspirations, and dreams of the peoples of this Caribbean region. Thank you.